Hello and welcome to episode 14 of Ryuutama Seyo, aka Travel, our mid-season finale. That's right, this is what you have all been waiting for, which is to say, something you probably only knew about when I mentioned it either last episode or the episode before. But I've been waiting for ages. I knew this was coming, and I hope you're just as excited as the rest of us. Before we get into that, though, so that I can get some of my yayas out, let's go around and talk about how we've been. Starting with, how do we start with on this show? How does the show work? Jess.
Yes, I think.
Just look at the overlay. Okay. Hi, Jess.
Me?
How are you? I
guess.
haven't seen
Hi.
you in so long.
I haven't seen you in
Less than
hours?
24 hours, yes.
Some number of hours. Funnily enough, last night I played a sad boy on your channel, and tonight I'm also playing a sad boy on your channel.
You played a sad ice boy on my channel. Yes.
Uh-huh. I'm just repeating that, but it's a different sad ice boy. This one's meaner, though.
True.
So, yeah.
How's your day been?
Wow. It's the first Sunday I've had in a period of time which I cannot even quantify because I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've had a day where I didn't have something that I had to immediately get up and do, which was usually streaming for a show or something, or having to hurry up and get something done, and I didn't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
So I think I just sort of sat on Pinterest half the day.
I had a similar feeling where, what I would describe, I'm sure, is something many GMs can identify with. I usually am prepping right up to the beginning of a show. No, just me. Cool. I'm usually panic prepping.
Not just you, just not me.
Okay.
Me.
Thank you, Summer.
This one.
Yeah, I'm usually panic prepping right up to the start.
I write during breaks.
And I've
A lot.
I've gotten to a pretty good rhythm with this show, at least, where I finish writing right up at the beginning of doing tech setup, right? Or maybe a little bit before so I can get water and stuff. And then last night I was like, tomorrow's a big deal. I need to make sure that I actually do my prep this time. So I'm going to go to bed at a reasonable hour, which is to say 1:30 a.m. And get up early, which is to say 10 a.m. And make sure I have time to be well rested and get my prep done. And then I finished my prep 2 hours before call, and I was like, what? Huh? So I'm right there with you, Jess.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I kind of wasted the day.
I think that's
But-
okay though.
Yeah.
It's not a waste if you're decompressing, right?
I guess.
You don't have to do something with 100% of your time. That's unhealthy.
So true. Relaxing is good for you.
Jess
Turning
refuses
off
to
your
disagree.
brain is good for you.
Just it's been a very long time since I've done that with my weekends, and
It's
I
hard.
don't know how to do it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, working for myself, I am really bad at giving myself days off because, I mean, we do shows on the weekends. So when everyone else is like, oh, yes, it's the weekend, time to clock out and be done and whatnot, I'm like, yes, time for me to be doing the most work. And so,
Right?
and then,
Yes.
and then during the week, everyone I know is at a office somewhere, and so I'm like, oh, I should be being productive right now. And all of my years of college and whatnot trained me into weekdays mean working on stuff, and so that just means I never give myself time off, and then I'll burn out and be like, wait, before I go 100% into burnout, I should take a day off. And I just every once in a while I'm
Yeah.
not doing anything, not gonna do anything
Yeah.
today. And it's hard.
It's very hard because the truth of the matter is there was plenty I could have been doing today.
Right? There's always
Like,
something.
there's a lot I could have been doing today, but I just kind of didn't.
There's always something you can find to do that you're supposed to be doing, but it's good to actually like take a break.
Yeah, I tried to give the me of later this week a little bit of a favor and worked on prepping for Promise-Tree.
Legit.
Just a little. But yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you had a less busy day than you usually do, and I'm glad that you're here.
A slightly more relaxed pace, so I can devote all of whatever is gonna happen tonight.
We'll find out. We'll find out. Welcome to Ryuutama Seyo, aka therapy. Summer, how have you been? I haven't seen you since literally last night either.
I literally, you could have told me that was a week ago, and I would have believed you. That feels like 10,000 years ago that we played that game. Yeah, I have also had a really chill day. Just hung some curtains.
Nice.
Watched a game. Hung
Cool.
out. Chilled. Slept in until 8 o'clock.
Oh no.
My body just wants me to wake up early, which is great. I mean, it's fine because I did sleep through the night, which has not been happening recently. So yeah. But yeah, since yesterday, I had a really, really chill day. Also had a shit ton of stuff I could have prepped for and did not.
Perfect.
But I feel great about it. I do not feel.
You do not have a shameful bone in your body, Summer. So
No,
of course you feel.
I think mostly because tomorrow my highest prep game, which is our D&D campaign, I prepped for this like 6 or 7 weeks ago. Not fully. I definitely could have done a better job. But I have the basics. I have the bones of what's going to happen. We're getting into a boss fight. So I'm just like, I got it statted out. It's fine. I'll roll the die and see what happens.
I mean, stats are the one thing you can't bullshit in D&D. So as long as you got that, you're good.
And even then, I don't know if I fully agree with you. I think you totally can bullshit them.
I think you can, if it's a boss fight, I don't know if you can.
It depends on your players.
Fair.
Yeah, I am a little concerned that I will kill them.
Yes, good.
Because if I happened to do max damage, I could kill any of them. But I don't think I will.
I don't do that either. I'm just like, yeah, this sounds good. Fight this, guys. Get cool.
Yeah. I tried to do a good job, but
14 con? That sounds about right. That's a +2 to this save.
Not good enough. I'm so constantly worried about killing my players. My fights are always too easy, so I need to just stop giving a fuck, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think this one is gonna be the kind of thing where I'm gonna be knee deep in it, and then I'm gonna be like, like I'll just discover one way or the other if it's too hard. But it's okay because I have a backup plan if they were to die. So I'm sure
You're gonna be halfway through the episode and be like, "Yep, that's me." Bet you're wondering how I got into this situation.
Cut to Summer prepping, or not, as the case may be.
Not prepping, just holding up one piece of paper. Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. I've just been hype as fuck for this for literally weeks and weeks and weeks. So.
I know, like probably every day I've hopped into Discord and seen Summer being like, "Hey, so did y'all know that it's only 6 days? Did y'all know it's 5 days until? Hey, so 4 days, friends."
God, I just have been really, really excited because I know that. I mean, it can't be helped because you've literally been going like I've been like gearing up towards the finale for like months. You've literally been like, no, it's gonna get really hard. I hope you guys are gonna be emotionally ready for this. I'm like,
I have some concerns because of some things Dylan asked me for before the session today.
What would you like said at your funeral? Was that one of them?
What would you like to
No,
say?
he just asked for some art of a particular character.
I may have asked for Mule's epitaph. It's okay. I'm sure.
It's all right. I have a backup character already drawn.
Yeah. See. Oh my God, chat. I'm kidding.
I like the Ryuutama. That's a great
Ryu
name.
drama is a good.
So good.
Ryu drama episode 236, friend zoned.
No, that was last episode.
That was episode
episode.
13. I have some particular feelings about the term friend zone and whether it's a real term. It's not. But I think in this particular instance with Mule and Lamb, it definitely is real. And
It applied
neither-
in that scenario.
And absolutely neither of them wanted that.
That's
I
what
love
makes it so sad.
I love it. But we're getting off the rails. Let's hop back onto the rails briefly. Long enough to check in with Lindy, who I have not seen in a week. How have you been? What have you been up to? What games have you been playing?
I've been up to about 5 foot even. What games I've been playing?
Never going to learn. Never. Ever. Fuck.
One day. But yeah, I don't even know. Like, you could ask me what happened this past week, and I'll be like,
Call of Cthulhu.
Stuff.
yes, we had our Call of Cthulhu game, but we didn't have my Wednesday Call of Cthulhu game, and I think that threw me for a complete loop. I'm like, what day is it? What games? I don't know. Yeah,
God, that feels like a century ago.
it does. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, so Call of Cthulhu threw Jess into an archaeologist's dream, and yet probably downfall of the elder thing, city ruins of a great civilization in the middle of Antarctica. And then 2 hours or an hour after that, I threw Zombie Lord at my players in Ravenloft, Mr. Ravenloft.
How sweet
so,
of you.
yeah.
Fun.
There's not 5e stats for Zombie Lord, so I kind of just was like, all right, we've got zombies, juju zombies, and a Zombie Lord. So it's like, all right, juju zombies sound like they have this much con. And I kind of had to 2e convert to 5e, which
Yeah.
to a certain extent I was just like, yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, Rave Enfeeblement, that sounds great. Why don't they have that cast? Let's do that. Yeah. And of course, because he's a zombie lord, he's got like high intelligence, and he's just controlling all the other zombies. So they wonder why, when they open up this, they try to funnel them through like a bottleneck.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't fall for it. They're like, why aren't they all pouring out? And little zombies just. And then they got inside and got ganked, and they almost died, but they didn't. So that was good.
That's the ideal spot, I think.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, it was pretty great. And then it stopped raining blood, and they killed the zombie lord, and all is well.
Oh,
Terrible
yes.
omen and prophecy was fulfilled, but it's no big deal, I'm sure, right?
I love this because back when I ran 2nd edition for my home group, I read most of the 2e Ravenloft modules.
They're so good.
They're so good. And so every time you're like, and then this happened, I'm like, ooh, yes, I love that module.
Yes. Yeah, I'm debating on which one to send them on next. So,
Ooh.
because they're gonna go to Port City and then leave. But I'm like, but do they? Like,
But do
how
they?
do they leave? Where
But-
do they go next?
Perhaps they do not.
Because they just hit level 4, and there's so many 2nd and 1st edition modules from like 4 to 6, and I'm like, oh man, which one do I go for? So
Yeah.
there's that.
Awesome. Well, hopefully tonight has fewer zombies.
Yes.
And less
Don't-
blood rain.
Maybe
Yes.
don't say that like it's a possibility at all.
I mean, I try to keep you on your toes. See, the
If we
funny
do find
thing,
some Kira, we'll science it out. She'll figure it out.
the funny
Don't
thing
worry.
will be if we reach the end of this episode and absolutely nothing momentous happens. But in order to find out, we're gonna have to actually play it. So, do we wanna do that?
Yeah.
Hop in, play some Ryuutama.
Might
Do
as
it.
well.
Okay.
We're all here.
So previously on Ryuko Seyo, aka Travel, our heroes got ready to leave Outpost East as Mule and Lamb talked a little bit. I forget precisely how much information you gave Lamb about why you were being all grumpy, but I don't think it was much. I think it was mostly a don't worry and a bunch of Lamb being like, okay. At which point Mule had a dream in which he saw Lamb in this like weird like white marble palace, and she was in a super pretty dress, and he got all flustered, and it was very cute. But then Kiro woke him up abruptly because he'd slept in, and the group of them got ready to go. Kiro dropped by Sandra Sanders, I remembered her name, to say goodbye and be like, you know, maybe you'll be around or maybe not. And they smooched, and it was also very cute. Kiro did the dip because she is a gentle hunter. And then they set out from Outpost East on the last leg of their journey. Kiro and Mule had a very a surprisingly healthy conversation about Mule's situation, his family situation, whether or not he actually wanted to go back, whether or not he should be the person taking on his family's responsibilities at all, given that he's the youngest. Hashtag fuck the patriarchy. And the next morning when they woke up, there was a familiar yet unfamiliar figure in their camp. Mikoro, the green Ryujin who has been following them for most of the game, showed up in his humanoid form to introduce himself now that they're so close to the end of their quest, and to spend some time with them, not necessarily as an observer, but as sort of a companion. And as they walked the last few miles to the City of Sun, there was a comment between Lamb and Mule, where Mule said that he was gonna have to go home after they finished the ceremony with the amulet, and that they would probably never see each other again. And in this conversation, it was finally revealed, after Jess set it up fucking forever ago, that
literally episode 1 of the series,
that Mule had an arranged marriage that was waiting for him back home, and that he hadn't just run away from home and his responsibilities, but specifically he'd sort of run away from that one, and when things were done, he was going to have to go home and deal with that. Lamb had a pretty strong reaction to that. While Mikado tried to tastefully pull Kiro and Danjin aside, Kiro did not really... yeah, they were still in earshot, and Kira definitely had some comments on occasion. But in the end, Lamb's position was that they couldn't make Mule marry someone that he didn't want to marry. They couldn't make him do stuff that he didn't want to do, and that he needed to think about what he wanted. And while that argument didn't really have a full conclusion, Mule's mind, still inscrutable to the rest of us, appears unmade. But as we ended our episode, they arrived finally outside the City of Sun. So today we come in on episode 14. Setting sun. The storm breaks. As you pass through the mammoth gates of the City of Sun, you're steadily enveloped in a crowd and din of increasing volume. People wall to wall in the cramped streets shouting to, at, and over each other in their rush to conduct business. The buildings reach 2, 3, 4 stories above you in some places, and as you cross an intersection, you see paths of yellow stone far above, raised highways conveying wagons and carts above the crush of the crowds below. What do you do? Do you just stand in the middle of this intersection, looking at everything?
Just gawking a bit, yeah. Probably for a second, just because it's huge and busy.
Yeah, I think there's a moment where the group, probably as a whole, is just like taking it in.
Definitely.
Have you been here before, Mule? Like,
I would imagine it's possible, but he would have been much younger, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Does the city seem smaller to you now that you're older, or does it somehow seem even bigger than you had thought?
I think for him, if he was here when he was quite a bit younger, it was exciting and incredible and new and wow. Right now it's just loud.
There are so many people.
It's loud and crowded and he hates it.
I think someone, like, you get the sensation that someone's trying to talk to you. Like someone's yelling at you to buy something. How do you react to that?
Gosh, I feel this. I think he reacts in the way many introverts do when they're being hawked at by people at kiosks or stalls, and he just doesn't focus in that direction at all, but focuses in the opposite direction or stares directly at his map, specifically probably looking for the, like, temple that's here, where they need to deliver the amulet. Like, business done first.
Yeah, and Kiro, after she kind of gets a hold of herself, will be like, we should go to the place to do the thing.
Right, yes, we should do that now.
Lamp's like being torn in 1,000 different directions. Like, do I go over here first to this guy that's yelling, or do I go over here first to this guy that's yelling?
Do we just see you like popping all over the screen to like different places?
Yep. Looking at literally everything. So excited. So many different things to buy, potentially.
Yeah, there is like
money.
Pretty literally everything. Like even these smaller kiosks, you see like bracelets, bits of jewelry, cups, commemorative mugs,
shot glasses.
yeah, or like sake bowls. There are little like carved wooden figurines of possibly famous people. Who knows? You don't know any of them. Little like wooden or stone buildings that are like famous landmarks of the City of Sun. All sorts of things.
I think she runs up to Mule and goes, "How much room do we have on the cart?"
What are you trying to buy?
I don't know. I just saw a couple things that maybe would be a good addition to take home to Pappy's.
All right, well, don't buy those. They're fake.
Good to know.
She gestures at like an area where there's probably some sort of knockoff stuff.
How can I tell which ones are fake?
I think he'll sort of like briefly take her aside and try to explain the difference between real bottle of Snowdrop perfume and fake bottle of Snowdrop perfume.
Kiro can help. Kiro will help explain as well because she's an artisan.
Yeah.
She smells both and says, "They smell exactly the same to me."
Right, one is slightly cheaper, but honestly you want the proceeds to go to Snowdrop.
Yeah, that makes sense. But also somebody worked really hard to make this smell just like the ones from Snowdrop. So either way, I feel like I'm supporting a craft.
Suit yourself. You're gonna have to fit it in your own bag, though. There's not that much room for on the cart for that sort of stuff.
Usually the counterfeit, even if it smells the same, it looks the same, it's not as good of a quality, typically. So, it might break or
Turns on you later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that
Yul
makes
looks
sense.
moderately impressed at Kiro and slightly surprised.
I think you're starting to get dirty looks from pedestrians that are like trying to having to move around your cart and your many animals
to the place to do the thing.
Guess who already
Come
has
on,
4 perfumes in her bag? Forgot about them.
Oh god.
As
There
I look at my shit.
Yeah, well. Yeah, I
Summer
think
doesn't look at her inventory.
We'll start edging our way to where we can
Oh, I also want
either-
to keep an eye out for kidnapped babies, because I have that baby security blanket from the desert.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
I remember.
So I just thought I should
That just
mention
seemed
that.
really specific until you got to the context, and then I was like, all right.
Yeah, if you were like,
What
keep
are
her out
we
for
here for
kidnapped
again?
babies.
Kidnapped
How
babies.
can you tell the difference between just like an upset crying baby and a kidnapped baby?
One's got help me eyes. It just doesn't look like it belongs to the parents. Maybe.
But
You
how
see,
you can't
you
ask
see,
babies
you
if
see
they...
some kid that's that didn't get a toy that they want, and they just look at you with the hugest eyes.
Mm. Mm.
I can't tell. I can't tell.
Mikuro will look up from where he's writing and say, "Perhaps we should make our way to one of the sun towers."
Yes.
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 They
What are
seem
those?
like landmarks. So
This way. Mule just starts leading the group. Which he sort of hates because it requires him to push through the crowd, and he really hates doing that.
Kiro will bodyguard him, so that he doesn't have to push. She don't mind
Coming
pushing
through.
people out of the way. Yeah, but as long as he tells her which direction to go, she'll kind of cause she's pretty.
Lamb climbs up onto Caesar and just stands up on his head. So she can get
Yep.
really high up.
Yeah, you're up there, and he's just like,
She's got
Looking at all the
impeccable
stuff.
balance on this boy.
yeah, totally. I imagine he turns his head, and it's like you're on a surfboard, and just your torso stays in place, and you just move at the hips to account for it.
So that's
yeah.
the way we proceed through this freaking wall of people.
Mule, you can lead them to one of the sun towers, which are there are these towers at each of the intersections of the highway, that raised highway up above, and they're sort of this white and yellow stone that extends up above to the highway, and at the top there's a shape that's encased in gold, which Mule, is to catch the light and absorb some of that heat and transfer it down to an aquifer beneath the city, but also at the when that light shines down through it and reaches the floor of the tower, it tells the time. So as you walk in, there's this mosaic, I think, on the floor of the tower that has marks in it, with various symbols that mark out the time of day in an orderly fashion. And at the far wall is a little desk, a bit of an information kiosk, and there's a person sitting behind the desk, and off to one side there's a ramp that spirals up around the outside of the tower.
So, looking at it roughly, what time is it?
It's about noon at this point.
Okay.
You did most of your traveling in the morning.
Yeah. All right. So, he's kind of going to check the time and head over to the desk because, good lord, trying to figure out how to get through this city on one's own is a task. Excuse me.
Oh, yes. How may I help you?
Could you tell us the quickest route to get to the Temple of the Sun?
He'll look past you and see like your cart and your animals, and he pulls out a map that's a caravan map of the city, and he'll start like giving you directions and like, is this your first time to the City of Sun? Are you familiar with the traffic laws?
I haven't been since I was a child, sorry.
No worries. We have new visitors every day. And he does give you like a rundown of like, wait your turn on the highway, don't push, that sort of stuff. Kira loses her mind. Like, what are you talking about? I can't just, this is Sparta, everyone out of my way. These rules exist because of people like Kiro.
Definitely.
Maybe
for the safety of everyone.
Maybe that's a thought that Mule has.
Pretty much.
Kira doesn't say anything, but her face makes a lot of different expressions.
Her face says everything. So yeah, and it's a pretty direct route. It's there's maybe one turn you have to make, like you take a highway to another tower and then take another, and then you're there. There's a tower nearby the temple, conveniently.
Okay.
Is there? But I will say, what with Summer not being here yet, that there's not going to be a lot of activity at the temple today. So it might be better to find somewhere to stay and see if things change the next few days.
Well, we're here to fix that, actually.
There's a very awkward pause as he looks.
Kira pretends to not be
So,
involved
like,
with this
is
group
there-
anymore. She's just
is-
like,
Is there like a parade for that kind of thing? Or
Yeah.
I mean, I just figured we could get through a little bit quicker,
I see. Well,
You
I
could
will
like
not
raise the
take
alarm.
any more of your time. He folds
So
the map,
no, that's a no to the parade.
sets the map down
let's
behind.
let's go.
Thank you. We'll
as quickly as
we're going to get
possible.
this there very quickly.
We'll remember you when we're delivering the amulet.
Have a good day.
You too. Happy first day of summer.
He gives you a manufactured smile.
Summer. Oh my god.
Ouch.
Oof.
Yeah, we leave quickly.
Okay.
Girl puts on her sun hat.
And if Lamb is not leaving quickly enough, Miola's just going to reach out and pull her
Do you
out.
need popsicles back there?
Sorry to bother you.
Kira's hiding.
Man, I really thought that there would be like some kind of like welcome parade or something.
No,
We're
we're
late.
We're late.
They're
So-
going to be mad at us.
Then they should have had plenty of time to get the party ready.
No, we just need to get through these as quick as
No,
possible. And
we need to do this fast and discreetly, and then
Yeah, we
if
don't
they
want an
won't
angry mob.
we will.
I just thought it'd be nice.
They're prob-
we could
like,
have
I'm just hoping they don't
balloons.
throw rotten vegetables at us. Like, let's go.
Me too. Let's go.
Okay, pushy. He just said no pushing just now.
Not
I wonder if-
physically pushing you.
I wonder
I
if I
feel
should cast a
pushed.
shield on us.
I think we're gonna be fine. I mean, unless he goes around and starts spreading rumors about us.
Just don't say anything else about it. Let's go.
Okay, I won't.
Climbing the spiral ramp up the sun tower, you're treated to an increasingly grand view of the city, with its bustling markets, emerald parks below highways that link together in a network, implying the shape of a beautiful lotus flower, and a bright blue sky, tinged gray at the edges by drifting clouds. As you take in the sights, Mikuro takes the opportunity afforded by the traveler's distraction to approach Lamb. Do you, you think there are any curses down there for us to dispel?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, probably at least like one.
Probably. You've,
They're a lot more common than you would think.
they are, aren't they? I must admit I hadn't seen quite as many curses as I've seen following the group of you.
Yeah, I've even been under a curse, and I don't even remember it because I was sleeping the whole time.
Ah. Right. The curse of stillness.
Yeah. But I survived.
How much do you know about the curse of stillness?
I guess, like, next to nothing.
You've you've broken a lot of curses these past months. No one alive, well, maybe one person, knows definitively how to break the curse of stillness. No human, anyway. Can I tell you a secret?
I love secrets.
The only way to break the curse of stillness, Lamb, is with a kiss of true love.
I mean, that makes sense.
It does, doesn't it?
Aren't there, like, I mean, aren't there, there's supposed to be like a billion curses that can be broken with a kiss, right?
Well, many kisses, yes. But there are a few for which only a kiss will do.
So, when you say, like, true love, though,
He smiles, and I think he's not like directly looking at you, and he writes something down. Yes.
well, what do you mean?
What do you think I mean?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
That's fair. Well, and he puts his quill away and like folds up the paper he was writing on. There are, of course, many kinds of love. There's the love that one shares for their family, for their friends, for their favorite stories. But no, the curse of stillness can only be dispelled by an act of pure romantic love.
Okay.
Interesting, isn't it?
I'm trying really hard not to jump to any conclusions here.
You were asleep originally when my colleague Kuroi was with the group.
Right.
She had a difficult conversation with Mule. You see, we're not supposed to help you directly, give you the answers to your problems.
Mm-hmm.
But she and Mule had a similar conversation to the one we're having now.
So, well, then why didn't he tell me?
Have you told him expressly how you feel?
I mean, yeah, kinda.
Kinda doesn't sound exceptionally specific.
Well, I mean, I try not to hide how I feel about things.
True. And if you haven't been blunt with him, as communicative as you are, given how reserved Mule is.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but now he's engaged.
He was already engaged.
But I didn't know that before.
Well, he knew he was engaged in Aurora Meyer. And I think as much as there's some fun in ribbing the two of you for your lack of communication, I don't think Mule wants to put you in a difficult position. Even if it might be the right one. But that's just my opinion as an observer.
I feel like it probably wouldn't be fair for me to say anything before he makes his decision about getting married, though.
Are you sure?
Well, I feel like that if I do say something, that means that I want it to turn out a certain way. And I kind of want him to make that decision for himself.
Is he really making that decision if he doesn't know what his options are?
I mean, I feel like if he doesn't want to get married to somebody else, then he should say so on his own.
I agree. Well, I just thought you
I'll
should
think
know.
about it.
The wide chamber at the top of the Sun Tower is surprisingly quiet when compared to the crush of the streets below and the creaking of wooden wheels on the highway outside. And waiting for room to open up in the traffic gives you a moment to yourselves. What do you do?
Tangle with my mute button, apparently.
Never unmute yourself. That's what you do.
Just sit in the silence forever.
Can you roll Dex versus your microphone?
What's the target number on a Blue Yeti?
20.
Whoa.
I think for the most part, the mule has just been tracking to the end of this trip. So he's marking the last few notes in his book, marking the day, occasionally looking up to see if they're like any closer to the end of this line.
Yeah.
You know, like you do. It's like, it's the travel equivalent of just checking his phone.
Mm-hmm. What about Kiro?
Kiro is playing it cool. She's got her sun hat on, and she's just laying real low because we got the amulet and we're late by 4 days. So she's just the eyes on the prize. Like, let's get this sucker unloaded and maybe we won't get pelted with rotting vegetables. Like, let's just do it.
All right. I think one of the geep, probably No, because I think No was the one that was pulling the cart. Bleats, annoyed at the waiting.
You just
It's
have to
okay,
wait.
bud.
Be there soon.
The waiting's the hardest part. No.
Yelling about it's not going to make them go any faster.
Maybe it will, though. You can yell if you want to.
You say that, and literally both Nono and Giddy give each of you, like, the Geep equivalent of a meaningful stare. And then the traffic starts to move. And you make your way out onto this stone highway. And as you step out, the sun shines down on the city that bears its name, sort of filtering through the first clouds that are pulling over the area. And walking along, you see so many people around you on this highway from so many different places. Wagons from all the way back in the Winterlands, and from the Springlands, and from even the Autumnlands, which some of you have never visited before. And people aren't as loud up here, because they're not conducting as much business or like trying to talk over said business like they are below. And so there's just sort of this unified purpose, I think, with everyone, which is like, I just want to get where I'm going. Let's all do what we need to do to make sure we all just get where we're going. And I think there's a piece to it, but also something new and pleasant about traveling along this road, not just with your companions, but with all of these people who are going to the same place or to somewhere different, but just going somewhere with you at the same time. And after maybe an hour of sitting in kind of smelly Geep traffic, you make your way to this other sun tower and down back to the streets of the city. And you find yourself finally at the Temple de Summer. The silver and gold columns of the Temple de Summer gleam brilliantly in the light of the sun, while the lush grass of the temple's lawn sways idly in the wind. As you walk along the white marble path toward this resplendent arcade, a sense of relief washes over you, taking with it the accumulated burden of your journey. But just then, a voice calls out to you. Words like the drift of a frigid glacier. Mule Adelstein, you have greatly disappointed me. And with that, we are at the top of an hour, and we are going to go to our first break of the night.
No,
we're
we're
step
not
away
going to a break.
We're going to step away for a couple minutes, and when we return, we will find out what is to happen to our poor little Snowball. See you soon.
He did.
Hello, and welcome back to Ryuutama Seyo, aka Travel, a Ryuutama show here on Twitch, where our heroes stand at the entrance to the temple to summer, and as they turn around to face this voice, which Mule you recognize, you see an ornate carriage in the street beyond. And between it and you, walking toward you, is a tall, imperious-looking man. He's got black hair and this sharp black beard and flowing blue robes, cut in a similar style to Mule's own attire. And he has a furious expression on his face.
Father, what are you doing here?
Is that all that you have to say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry for what?
That we're gonna have to put this conversation on hold until we get into that temple.
I do not believe I
and
asked you to
release the amulet.
speak.
The moment Kiro speaks, Mule just lost all the color in his face. And can't even seem to react fast enough to get her to stop talking. We needed to deliver the amulet, so
Did you now? That is why... Oh shit, we lost Summer!
Oh
Good timing!
no!
Mule Dad is so scary he knocked Summer off the internet.
It did.
Trust.
Where did your computer bail out at?
I don't think I asked you to speak. Is like the last thing that I heard to Kiro.
Okay. Yeah, so we didn't
Yeah.
we didn't really get any further than that. We got Mule
Yeah,
failing
Kira
to
looked unintimidated by that. She was more like, "Oh, really?
Yeah, we got Mule telling him to shut
I
up.
didn't ask you to interrupt me."
Or failing to tell her to shut up, and then making some excuses. And he cuts you
Mule
off.
is just terrified.
He cuts you off, Mule, as you begin to apologize, and he says, "You left your family and your responsibility for what?"
For the seasons. To help the world.
Could you
Man,
not
just
help?
Pulls out the box.
Could you not help with your responsibilities? Could no one else have carried the amulet? Given how late summer is, perhaps it would have been better.
I mean, we did win the competition.
It's true.
Liam.
We did. We were the best ones.
He gives you a withering glare, which I think perhaps just bounces off of Lamb.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
Probably.
Um, you have taken my son far enough.
What do you mean?
You make it sound like he came unwillingly.
I doubt he knew what he was doing.
I feel like you'd have to be kind of
Stupid to not know what you were doing.
He's definitely not stupid. So,
reading all the time.
yeah, constantly. He's gonna need
not their
glasses.
fault. He already has them. But they're just for reading. It's not their fault. I wanted to come. Just this one last time. Before, I was going to go home after this.
Son, being a duke is not about what you want.
I know.
Is
I'm
that what
sorry.
happened to you?
Please make a negotiation check. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna, you crit it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Mikado writes something down.
It's like, well, actually.
And, yeah, you can just go ahead and crit that. And he looks surprised and, like, taken aback that you've spoken back to him, and not just spoken out of turn, but said something so directly insulting.
Liam!
This is the company that you keep.
We took the amulet together last time.
I remember.
Did a great job 2 times in a row. 2-time champions.
I think perhaps you Our community was best served with you out in the fields, and not dragging my son halfway across the kingdom.
Well, that's not what they got.
It's not. I am not here for a discussion. Mule, you are coming with me.
No, he's not.
Not at least not till we deliver this amulet, which we would have probably had done by now, but you just interrupted us.
Are you so
Right in the
frail
middle.
that you cannot carry it yourselves?
We're a group. We're doing it together.
The ceremony and everything requires the entire.
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
You two go on.
And you see him smile. The Duke, that is. A little bit. Just a little curl at the edge of his mouth.
Lamb grabs Mule's hand.
He kind of flinches and shakes it away.
Be careful, Lamb.
We're a team. We're doing this together.
Just... May I finish this? I won't... I'll go right back home afterwards, I promise.
Perhaps, Mule, if you had asked before leaving, I would be more inclined to grant your wishes. But you lied to me. You lied to your sisters. And you snuck out like a common thief.
Mule just flinches and shrinks more with every word.
Kira
owe
looks so proud, and he says, "You snuck out like." She's like, "He did."
A normal rebellious teenager. You had no idea you had it in you.
Little hand on his shoulder.
And I think he draws himself up as he speaks to his full height. I, Duke Victor Adelstein II, Counselor in the House of Lords, Lord of Frost Hollow Home, owe you, Mule, nothing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but somehow he owes you something? Because you're his dad?
He owes me his life, the very blood that runs through his veins. He is my son, a relationship you would not understand.
You don't really seem like family to me.
Oh.
I would not expect you to know, Lamb.
I have a great family. People who love me.
Family is not love. Family is responsibility.
Seems like a really lonely way to live.
I think you see like a twinge in his eyebrow when you say that.
You don't say.
But he doesn't reply. He just turns, "We're leaving," and starts walking back to the carriage.
Right.
Come on, Mule. It's not like he's gonna leave without you. You can just take the amulet real quick.
I can't.
Yeah, what's he gonna do?
Just leave without you, and he came all this way here to get you.
He's
Come
not
on.
even looking right now. You can just turn around and walk up the...
Here, I'll stick the sun hat on him.
Look, Thanks for letting me come this far.
It's right there. I imagine we're like looking at it.
What are you scared of? What's he gonna do?
Is he gonna beat you? Because I'll beat him up right back.
No, of course not.
What's he gonna do?
Is
So
he
he's
gonna be more
disappointed?
disappointed
I
than
know,
he
there's
is
like
right
only a
now?
certain level of disappointment you can reach. And like, I think it's already there. You might as well, you know, get your last dregs out of it. Besides, I don't think his approval is worth vying for if he's disappointed in something like this.
He's kind of looking and clearly unable to make a decision.
All right.
We'll start corralling him.
Yeah, just put it on.
Yeah, like as this happens, Victor opens the door to the carriage and stands, like puts one foot up on like the step inside and turns. Well,
Push the sun hat down a little further on that side.
I already told you he's not coming with you.
So
that
we
is not
literally-
your that is not your decision to make.
He said he would come home after he finishes this, and he will. You can wait.
What, you want him to be a lord that can't make his own decisions? He has to always have someone else making his decisions for him? Is that what you want raising him to be?
I want him to be one that makes the right decisions.
This is
And
the right
I think
decision.
he's saying this just maintaining eye contact with you.
Yeah.
Mila.
Yep.
And the right decision's whatever you say it is. You know, you kind of have to build that decision-making process.
And I think, Mil, you feel a hand on your shoulder. And it's Mikuro. And he says, "What do you want?" Mil.
He kind of hesitates for a while. But ultimately breaks eye contact with his father and grabs Lamb's hand. Let's go. Now.
All right, moving. I'm ready to shoulder some people out of the way if I need to.
Yep. Literally same dragging.
And you just run toward the
Yeah.
temple.
I think he basically just calls over his shoulder like, "We'll be back! I promise!"
And our camera stays outside as you run inside the temple. And it stays with Victor. And we see him bow his head. One hand on the door to the carriage. And he says, "I thought I could save you. But perhaps not." And as he closes the carriage door behind him, we see a ring on his finger. A pewter gray ring. Emblazoned with a face. And a pair of curling horns. And the carriage pulls away. Meanwhile, inside, whew, Jesus. Okay, the door to the carriage slams shut, and it pulls away beneath the gray sky as a stunned silence falls over every passerby. And a few moments later, the sounds of the city rise again. The reality of what just happened setting in. What does that look like for you, Mule, as you realize what you've just done?
I think it's taking a bit for it to really set in. He's honestly still just trying to rush ahead, but as it sort of sinks in that he just pretty directly disobeyed his father for the first time. Because leaving a letter at home and running off was not exactly direct.
Yeah. It's like, how can I avoid this confrontation?
Yeah. How can I not have this conversation with my dad? He just sort of seems a little breathless and a little bit out of sorts. But not unhappy.
As you press in toward the inner sanctum of the temple, the doors swing open toward you, and an attendant comes out, a priest, and stops when he sees the three of you. Are you... And he's like trying to pick which person to talk to, and lands on Kiro. Excuse me, are you Lamb?
No.
Oh, that's me.
That's Lamb.
She's got the box out.
A letter was left for you. And
Okay.
he holds out a piece of paper.
Yeah, she goes over and takes it and opens it up.
And you don't recognize the handwriting, but I think you can tell by the tone pretty quickly who it's from. And it reads, "Hello, little lamb. It's been a long time since we last saw each other in the City of Blossoms. How is Sakura these days? Well, I hope. By now I'm sure you've noticed Danjon's absence, and Duke Adelstein has likely already taken the icy boy away from you. What strength, I wonder, do you have left to rescue poor little Danjon from me? Not much, I imagine. Meet me at the ruins of Vohu's palace. Bring the Amulet of Seasons, and Danjon will be returned to you alive. Fondly, Aishma."
She finishes reading it and hands it over to Mule.
Well, all of that not unhappiness just immediately shifts to lots of unhappiness and lots of anger. Particularly as he reads the very mocking, "How is Sakura?" He looks decidedly pissed off. He folds up the letter and just sort of shoves it back in Lamb's direction.
Angry letter?
Yeah. So
She hands it out to Kiro too. Like, not really knowing how to tell her herself.
The one who tried to stop us when we delivered the amulet for spring is trying to do it again.
Uh-huh,
And
alright.
he's got Danjon.
I didn't... Oh, there's his name. It's already in there. Alright. She's not a huge reader.
You don't
A little
say.
slow.
She's like... I just thought he wandered off again. Big city... Damn it, Danjon. Well...
We've got to help him.
Yeah, but do we like give the amulet over first and then just bring the box? Or
I mean, I was kind of thinking it might be safer here,
yeah.
but I can punch really good when I'm
The-
using it.
The priest looks scared. If you leave the amulet here, can you defeat that monster?
Did he do something while he was here?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
You look shook.
Yeah, real shook up.
I'm the only one left.
What?
He left me here. Gave me that letter. Said to only give it to Lamb.
All right. Well, we're not leaving it here alone. You should get out of here. Go somewhere safe. Do you have...
Call the guards, they're very helpful.
This is a different city, Lamb.
All guards are helpful.
They should be Lamb's mind.
Hopefully.
Okay.
You're gonna be okay.
I think we'll see Mule kind of go over to the priest and just sort of start to guide him
Could you
toward a door.
roll a negotiation check again, Lamb?
Can I help? Yeah. Oh, okay. Just me.
You're rolling if Mule wants
Okay.
to help. I think.
Sure.
Help me.
I'll help. Help me! Hold on. Let me...
It's like a
I'm
feel, feel okay check.
I'm pretty good at negotiating. In fact, I feel like I get something special on that as being a noble. Maybe
I think
don't
that's
know.
no. You have a
No, if
etiquette
it's
for-
like
Okay,
Yeah.
so that helps me. So
It
that's
does?
plus 1 for me.
You
I'm
have
just
plus one?
cracking my knuckles. I'm ready to go.
That's not helping.
Uh,
A 9.
It'll
If I
be plus
recall.
1 with the help, right? So,
yeah, it
Yeah.
should have been
Oh,
plus
with
1.
the plus 1, that's a
10.
That's a 10. Which, if I remember right, is decent. As good as a pro.
a...
Yeah, he's feeling a lot calmer. I think he's gonna need a whole lot more than a negotiation check to be okay, but he's functional. You sort of managed to quiet his demons long enough to get him on the move. And as you walk him out to the front of the temple, the sky has gone completely gray. The carriage from before is gone.
So I hate to be the person to mention this, but like in the letter, he seemed to be fairly confident that Mule was going away with his dad. Do you think he had anything to do with that?
It's not impossible.
All right then. Well, it's a real good thing you didn't go with him then, if he's connected to that punk.
It also means that he won't be expecting you to be with us, which
Yeah.
might be a good thing.
Right.
Just
So,
keep his head on. He'll never recognize you. Just-
I'll be fine.
Drop it on Mule again.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about what we're gonna do because
We need a
Hero,
plan.
he really will kill Danjin if we don't give it to him.
He nearly killed my friend in the City of Blossoms.
Dancing.
Danjin does not magically appear when you say his name 3 times.
Just,
He's really easy to snatch.
he's got to try to be less kidnappable. It's not that hard.
Look, we need to make a plan and we need to do it
Alright.
quickly.
Plan. I stabity stab and I pull out the glaive, or I can shootity shoot. I pull out my bow. These are 2 things I'm very good at. I can also craft us something.
Well,
Mule, I think that you should hide. And
Yeah,
you can
look in
get
the
the
wagon.
drop on him.
Yeah.
right. Okay, so you two go in
Yeah.
and draw his attention.
Yep.
Oh, no need
and-
be this, like, adamant about it. I would have made a decoy amulet a while
I gotta get the
ago.
amulet real fired up. And then I'll grab it and I will punch in the throat.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be okay if you do that with the amulet?
I've been fine so far. Just get a
Yeah.
little bit mad feeling in the inside, but I can handle that.
If
you're
'cause
not
I'm a
mad
little bit
enough,
mad on
you
the
can-
inside right now.
You can borrow some of mine. I'm raging right now.
You're hiding it very well. It's
Thank you.
masked very
I'm
well.
saving the energy for the stabbing. It's real hard to stay still.
And Neil is also quickly like flipping through his spell book. He's like, "There's got to be something I can do now to help us."
I think there's like a distant roll of thunder as you mention how angry you are, Kiro.
But I think if worse comes to worse, he can't have the amulet. No matter what.
Right.
You said you could bring people back from, like, death, right? Mjol?
Yes.
Well, see,
With a limited amount of time.
Okay, we just gotta make sure he doesn't snatch Danjin's body if worse comes to worse.
What a loving sister.
Well, she realizes the importance of the amulet. Otherwise, it would not even be a consideration.
Yeah.
And if you'll permit me to do this ahead of time narratively, though the spell technically goes for 6 rounds, he would cast Safety 0 on Lamb before they head over there.
I think that's a thing that you could cast like as you split off to like sneak around, and that would be fine. I won't be a dick about it. Be like, well, this much time has passed, so...
Well, 6 rounds is approximately this many minutes in-game time.
So I'm just gonna monologue until that time is out, and then, haha, no spell. No, I'm not gonna do that. So do you want to try and find your way to the ruins of Vohu's palace?
We got a little map now, right? So we can.
You do not have a map. You have Mule's map.
Oh.
But the kiosk person kept their map.
Oh.
Yeah,
we
they didn't
can
like
find
it.
another kiosk, I guess.
I think we I don't know. Can I check and see if perhaps Mule knows where it is in the city based on having been here?
Roll your smart person stuff.
Smart
roll your knowledge.
roll for smart.
Danjin would probably
Because
know where it
it's
is
about a
based on the
royal
story.
person.
Yeah. Refined education.
Yeah, an 11. That's real good. Yes, you. I mean, you remember Vohu because that story has been on your mind ever since Yggdrasil. But you also have this vague recollection of, I think probably when you were here as a kid, your mother probably took you to see the ruins of Vohu's palace.
Yep.
And that may have been the first time that you like heard sort of the rudimentary version of that story. So yeah, you can remember where it is.
Okay. I think he's kind of thinking for a moment, just sort of getting his bearings, looking around. Vohu's palace. I know where it is. Come on, this way.
Okay, let's go.
Taken off.
Kira was like, get psyched up. She's like cracking her knuckles. She's, making
Keep you
sure
stay
she
here.
thinks good.
Watch the temple.
The streets become less crowded as you cross into the older wards of the city, the droplets beginning to fall from the encumbered clouds overhead, motivating people to head indoors. The ruins themselves stand grimly in the center of what was once a large city square, now surrounded on each side by newer buildings that encroach on the former palace grounds. What walls and columns still stand reach silently upward to an angry sky that polishes them nearly black with rain. Mule, as you split off from the group, would you please roll a Dex int for me?
Sure. I'm going to add to the array of spells that I think he would cast to boost up our girls ahead of the fight. If I can find it in my spell book.
I think it's spring in the high level.
There we go. Sprout.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna give Lamb a little strength boost. So what did you want me to roll again?
Dex hint, but before
For the
that,
other
let's
thing.
let's get your
Dex
spells
hint.
before you split off.
Sure.
So like as you arrive
So-
at the sort of the edge of the palace grounds.
Yeah. He'll kind of stop and he'll catch Lamb by the wrist gently. Hang on. Don't want you going in there unprepared. He kind of sets the book to flying, and we sort of see him try to cast 2 spells, and I'll do the roll beforehand because, you never know what'll happen when I'm the one rolling the friggin' dice.
Which spell are you trying for first?
We will go with Sprout.
Okay. All right. Successful?
Cool, and safety 0.
Also successful.
Okay, cool.
Same
Be real
total
dumb
both
to do
times,
the
too.
chance and then fail. So yeah, he takes her hand, and the first spell he casts, he says, "Seeds of spring, come forth and grant strength to the one before me." And we kind of see under their hands sort of glow, and just this greenish vine growing up, curling around Lamb's arm and sort of suffusing her body. You feel hecka strong, and your strength stat is now a D20.
Jesus.
I can't even do that in my character sheet, so I just will
Can you not?
remember that.
I think you can
No?
set it to 20. No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Oh wait,
Oh, you might be able to.
Uh,
Hold on. Let me try a thing.
I did. It said value must be less than or equal to 12. It won't let me.
Oh,
I typed
damn.
in
Wow.
20.
Yeah,
Wow.
so you'll just have to
But-
roll a D20.
Yeah, roll
Um,
d20 is when you
strength.
do
Well-
rolling strength.
It says base. Have you tried typing in current?
Yeah, I tried I typed in, but I don't know if it'll. Let me try rolling with strength and see if it rolls something. I'm just gonna do a
Yeah.
random.
I'm gonna do it too.
That was a d20.
It did roll a d20, so
Okay.
we're good. And I still got a 6. What the?
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the VOD because I made that chant up on the fly.
That was a good one.
That's great.
And then your second spell.
Yeah. So after that, we see another fuse of light sort of come toward her heart and just sort of briefly flash. And he says, "Spirits of light, guard this one from any death that may come." And safety 0. That's as much as I've got.
Well, I guess we'll see you in there.
Kiro,
Yeah.
how are you at dodging?
What do you mean?
Avoiding damage.
I mean, I usually just, grin and bear it. But
Come here. Once again. He just sort of puts his hand out
accent's
before
not
her.
Awful.
And I need my character sheet again for the magic.
Kira's like,
Magic.
dodging, what's that? I have 41 HP, I don't
Yeah.
dodge things. I just,
I just get hit,
I
and
just
Yeah.
it's fine.
And he puts his hand out before her and he says, "Unyielding Aegis. Magematic shield." And we just sort of see the shape of this shield with sort of like a snowflake fractal pattern emblazoned on it just form out of blue light and then turn to ice and just crackle.
That seems
And then it
cool.
just kind of disappears.
Oh, that looked real cool.
Thanks. For your mechanical edification, you now have
Yes.
1 defense point,
Oh, cool.
which means you will take less
less
1 damage.
Oh, so it's like an additional armor. Sweet. Yeah. I already have 1, so cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Do any of you want to do anything before Mule splits off from the party, or
yeah, I think Lamb, after he buffs up Kiro, makes her 1 point tougher. She goes up to him and gives him a hug.
He gives her a hug back.
I'm really
Be
proud
careful.
of you for standing up to your dad.
It was more like running away.
I mean, you still didn't do what he wanted you to do.
Yeah. Be careful. I'll be with you.
Yeah, we will be. Just stay out of sight as long as you can.
You got it.
Surprise.
All right. Before we go to a break, Mule, if you would please roll Dex Int to be sneaky.
To be sneaky.
And I will give you.
Well, apparently.
No, I'm not. I was going to give you a +1 for the rain, but that doesn't actually make sense for the people that you're trying to hide from. So.
Yeah, that's fine.
A +1 for the surprise of him not supposed to be there.
No.
Okay.
I had to think about it, but.
+1 for the unexpected. I had to try.
And as Mule steps aside, moving from rubble to rubble, and the two of you walk boldly through the front doors of these ruins, we are going to go to our final break of the night. So, we're going to step away for a few minutes, and when we come back, we will see what or who awaits them at the ruins of Vohu's palace. See you soon. Hello, and welcome back to the final hour of our mid-season finale here on Travel. Stepping into the small courtyard, its walls run down and decrepit, you see a young man with white hair and sharp red horns across from you. That's close enough, don't you think? And in that pause, another voice says, "Yes, I think it is." And the figure that you met and fought briefly in the desert at the army encampment pushes past Aishma, just like puts a hand on his shoulder and pushes him to the side as he steps forward.
Put my hand on my military issue short sword. Give him the...
Go ahead and just pass the amulet over, Lamb.
Where's Danjin?
Well, yeah, where's Danjin?
I think I'm perhaps the one making the bargains here.
Well, like,
That is, if you
If
want
you
Danjin
can't
to
prove
live.
you have him, then I can't, He wanders off a lot. It honestly wouldn't surprise me if he literally just wandered away and you said you had him, but really he's just paying way too much money at like some cheap kiosk or something, and neither of us know where he is.
He turns and looks up, and you see up on a broken column. Lamb hasn't seen this person before. There's a third figure with a pair of horns and blue skin, and black close-fit leather armor, and she's sitting on top
Oh
of
man,
this
Kira
cracked
thought she was
column.
real pretty. She's like, oh no.
She's really hot.
They're all really hot. It's annoying.
It's true. He looks up at her and nods, and she just tosses something down, and Danjin's ukulele crashes into the courtyard between you.
I can't, like, give this to you, though, because you could still kill Danjin. I could, like, hand it to you, and then you could just kill him anyway. You
Here's
get
the
that.
thing, Lamb. I could just kill Danjin. I could just kill both of you. Even if you were to try and use the medallion against us, there's no way you could survive against all three of us. But that sounds like more effort than I feel like putting in today. So I'm doing you a favor. Hand over the medallion. No one has to die. And at worst, only Danjin dies.
Well, like,
What do you want it for?
You weren't kidding, brother. She is a bit of a pain in the ass, isn't she?
That's me.
And
She's not a pain in the ass.
he draws his 2 swords off of his back and sort of rolls his shoulders.
Yeah, Kiro's been like flexing and just like got the cleave like this whole
Yeah,
time. Like,
he
let me
he
fight. Let
like
me fight.
matches that same posturing. And he tilts his head back. I'm not here to answer questions or have a fun chit chat. I'm here to get my medallion.
It kind of seems like it's mine right now. Considering, like, I'm the one that has it and you don't have it.
Is that your final offer? And you see Aishma moving to the side, like drawing his dagger. And
While they're doing that, can I look around and see if I can see a passed out KO'd Danjin anywhere?
Sure. Go ahead and roll roll perception.
Sure.
As Varun jumps down off of
Yeah.
the column.
Perception. There it is. Oh, not bad.
An 11. You see Mjol.
Mm-hmm.
Mjol, where are you, by the way? Are you on,
I found a cat.
Are you on the Varun side or the Aishma side?
Probably the Aishma side, because if he's gonna get the jump on anyone, it's probably gonna be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
That punk.
There's a vendetta that is yet unanswered.
So you see Mjol as he like maybe climbs through a window.
Mm-hmm.
Not the first time he's climbed through a window, apparently.
Guess he's real good at that.
You do not see Danjin, but you do see a hallway behind them that seems to lead further into the ruins where potentially he could be.
Potentially. Gotcha.
But they did not bring him to the place where he could maybe run away and escape and join you and fight against them because they're not idiots.
I think Mjol probably would have been trying to look and see if they had stashed Danjin somewhere before getting himself into position for the fight.
I'll let you roll a perception too.
Sure.
What?
Nope, not so much.
Balls.
Oops.
I think a lot of the, like where you are now, like the central chamber, the windows are sort of low, but for most of the palace, there's like a large sort of, I don't know enough about architecture, not a buttress, but like the bottom of a big stone wall. That big.
Yeah. That part.
So you couldn't get up to the windows to really look in.
Okay.
Lamb reaches down and like pats the box.
It's been fucking losing its mind this entire time.
Yeah, she's probably got it like in like a back, like one of her backpack like pockets. And she's gonna try and like crack it open and grab it.
Okay, so as you've got your hand back and you like feel for the clasp, Aishma looks between Vidhatu and you, and he says, "Look, Lamb, this is the best deal you're going to get."
I don't like it.
And I think that's when you touch the amulet, and we see this like crackling energy run up your arm and around your entire body. And let's do some
We
initiative.
can't kill Danjin if we kill you three first.
Yeah. So let's pull up combat.
For sure.
We're gonna need some initiative. We're gonna need some objects.
All right. Initiative.
Rubble, obviously. Some
Rubble.
is a good object.
Let's get some. Oh god damn it! Roll20's doing that thing again. So bitch. Mother.
Where the
Heck.
fuck?
Whole heck.
One
A
whole
whole
heck.
heck.
Okay. Here goes my initiative.
All right.
All right, we've got
A
rubble.
4.
Oh,
I
that's
got
so
16.
bad. Oh, that's so good.
Oh, I should do that too, huh? Hold on.
Yes.
I did a bad job at this.
Initiative, where are you? I can't read these letters.
I know it took me a second to find it too.
Danjon's
Kiro's
broken
so ready to
ukulele.
fight.
Yes.
Gross.
Yes.
What? Wow.
Thank you, chat.
I'll repair it. It'll be fine. If we don't destroy it in this fight. I'm next to the pretty girl.
Was that Lynn? It was.
Yep. Of course it was. She knows what's up.
She does. Okay.
A throne? Maybe?
Throne.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Like that.
Like vines and overgrowth.
Broken throne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shards of stained glass.
I was gonna say broken glass. We're on the same.
Vines.
Look at these dorks.
Shards
Sharps.
of
Orps.
stained sharks of stained glass.
Pretty glass.
Catch me burning through all my magic in this fight, fam.
Probably. All right, we need 5 more because this is a boss fight, so this is a full
boy.
10 object fight.
Would like the pillars count?
Oh
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah, the pillars.
I like that.
Crumbling pillar.
Maybe like an old torch.
Ooh.
Like a big old brazier or something?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that. An old torch. Old with an L. There we go. Old torch.
Maybe a tapestry, like a ruined tapestry.
Yeah.
Ooh. Say a molding tapestry.
Yeah.
Nice.
'Cause it's all
Yeah.
rainy and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Could we conceivably, if it's rainy, and there might be like holes in the ceiling, perhaps there are puddles now formed?
Ooh, yeah, I think
mud.
there's
Mud puddles.
there's gonna be a mud puddle and a ceiling tile
Nice.
Nice.
or a roof tile.
Perfect.
A mud puddle and a roof.
I'm gonna stomp one of their pretty faces right into the mud puddle.
Oh, yes.
Jesus.
Do it.
Okay. We've got our initiative going.
I did
Mule,
so bad.
you did real bad. Mule, since you're off to the side, I'm starting you in the back area.
That's fine.
But you can close that distance in your
That's
first turn.
okay. I
because of
don't
our-
have to. I use a bow.
Fair. And we start with Kiro, actually. So
Oh man, she's
as
so ready to go.
as this like I think there's a crash of lightning like just outside the ruins as this energy crosses like moves over Lamb, and all 3 of them dash forward to attack you, but you get the first blow in. What do you do?
All right. So I don't want to hit the pretty girl. I mean, I do, but like that one guy and I, because we faced off in the desert, and I stabbed him real good.
I think actually something happens at the beginning of combat. I need to double check. Varun. Yeah. So as they leap forward and you get ready
fight
to
this
attack,
punk. Yeah.
dark black clouds billow out throughout the room, and you hear a voice. Each of you hears a voice. Mule, you hear that same voice that you just escaped. Mule Edelstein, you have betrayed your family. You are not my son. Lamb, you hear Mule. You hear Mule call out, or not call out, but you hear him say, I'm going home. And then we're not going to see each other again. And Kiro, you hear Danjen shout, Sis, help! It hurts! And all of you are afflicted with sick 13.
Oh no! Sick
Cool.
13?
Yes.
Well, at least Mule is used to being sick.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Sick is which stat?
Isn't it like all of
All
them?
dice sizes, yeah.
Oh yeah. So all of your stats are reduced by 1.
Unless your condition was 17,
Oh my Jesus.
which it was.
Holy fuck, Lamb, you are unstoppable.
Oh, if your condition is... Mine was only 15. Curses.
Well, no, 15
No, you're
is higher
fine. It
than
just has to be
13.
higher than 13.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. We're good. High five, Liam.
We're just like,
Rip Mule.
fuck that guy.
Oh, yeah. It just makes her even
So
more mad.
what this is it's an aura of fear.
No.
And
Don't bother
I think maybe Lamb, you're filled with the Summer Dragon's rage. And there's no piercing through that. Certainly not with this magic. And Kiro, I think this voice, rather than making you like scared and anxious, you just get mad. You're like, what the
I just
fuck did
get
you do to my brother?
Yeah, like that's my brother. Only I'm allowed to tell him that he's adopted. Like, what are you doing? Like, only I'm allowed to mess with him.
Yeah, narratively appropriate Mule is slapped in the fucking face with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're just struck with that same ice cube down the back.
Yeah, he's not okay. He's really not okay right now.
All right, Kiro, now you get to
Yeah.
go.
Oh, come here, you punk! I'm gonna stabbity stab him and give him some shark bite. Oh! I only hit a 7. I don't
A
hit.
7. So you push through these clouds and you can see Varun as she approaches. I forget which weapon I gave her. I think she actually has what would be really cool looking? She's got like a Kopesh. Feel free to Google it if you don't know what they look like. They look awesome. And she comes out of the darkness and you swing with this glaive and she goes down and just slides on her knees underneath your attack. And it's actually her turn next. Perfect. So she slides on her knees and comes up with this Kopesh inside your guard. And let's see how she does.
Forget. Miss.
Does a 15 just barely misses. So she comes up low and swings this sword towards your head. How do you move out of the way?
Oh, well, because I've got the glaive and she's got the sword. If she's got within my guard, that's not good for me. So I think I just kind of spin away to get a bit more, distance again, or at least to just kind of like side parallel. And so it's just a glaive swap, spin away.
Nice. Next is Vidhatu.
Yeah, he's the one I'm like. You and me.
He comes out of the darkness toward you, Lamb, and he has just this huge grin on his face, like he's having the best, just the time of his life, and he's going to take his first turn. Reminder that he does stuff at the end of a round as well, and he's going to attack you with his swords. Lamb.
It's not gonna be hard.
Yeah. I think he sees you as you're filled with this rage. Your eyes are like glowing red. But he sees that your stance is unprepared. Like you were trying to be all nonchalant about this this amulet. And so he catches you as you're moving into your guard. And how much damage does he deal? Did I press the button? I did, but it's not showing up on the stream. He deals 11 damage to you. Yeah, oof indeed. As he
I have an armor.
yeah, he comes out of the darkness, and how much health do you normally have total? 30?
I have 32 total.
Okay. So he comes out of the shadows and catches you off guard. You like move your studded gloves to try and just deflect the sword. But he's too fast, and he gets it. He moves past you and just cuts across your side. And then
My armor's
dances.
actually 2. I didn't
Oh
realize.
shit! Nice.
So, 9.
Yeah.
So he cuts across your side, nicking your armor as he does so, and then he steps backwards just out of your reach, laughing. And then it's Mule's turn, I believe. Did I? No, I totally skipped Aishma earlier.
Oh, whoops. Sucks
Aishma
for
does a
him.
thing. Do I have Aishma's spells handy? I don't. I'll grab them later. So instead, he's gonna dagger Lamb. So he, following up on Vidhatu's attack, as you like spin to face him, you hear Aishma's footsteps behind you. And what does he roll?
Oh, just barely.
Still hits. And you feel this dagger sink into your back. Let's see how much damage he deals. Why are my damage so my damage rolls aren't showing up? Are you seeing them?
That is weird.
Oh.
No.
Oh, it's because I have /GM turned on. Whoops.
Whoops.
Oopsie.
Secret damage.
Secret
Secret
damage.
damage.
Secret. It's a secret. All right.
Hit me in
He
public.
dealt 5, but he hit me in public.
Hit me in public,
Jesus
coward.
Christ. That's what we call
Okay.
context important. So he hits
Yes,
you
though.
for 5, but he
So-
doesn't hit you for 5 health damage. As
Oh.
the dagger sinks in, you feel a poison hit your bloodstream, and you
Sure.
take 5 damage to your MP.
Oh.
Rude.
Sure, okay.
You're like, whatever. I don't use it anyway.
I use it to concentrate, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you also use it
Yeah.
to stay conscious.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And now it's Mule's turn.
Okay.
So you just
Golly
saw
gee, what do I...
both of these two hit Lamb.
Yep. Well, gosh, do I want to attack or do I want to burn through my magic immediately? I think I'm just gonna shoot my bow because I'm already at half MP.
Okay, who you shooting? Who you
do
doing
you
a shoot
think?
at? Ishma.
Do you really? Do you have to ask?
I think it's Ishma.
Yeah. So he's drawing out his bow and knocking an arrow from his vantage point.
You are going to crit that.
Okay.
Ooh.
As Mikuro writes something down. So go ahead and roll crit damage.
Okay. What is crit damage?
That's
You can tell I've gotten it a lot.
You click
On
the
your-
add critical
Click the add
die,
critical die.
and then roll.
I attack a lot, you can tell.
Mhm.
Hold on.
attack boy.
I am good at attack. Okay. Boop. I think I did that right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. So Aishma like runs up and gets this dagger into Lamb's back, and then your arrow sings out of the darkness and finds a place between the plates of his chest armor, and you hear him grunt as it hits, and he pulls the
Definitely move to another hiding spot.
yeah, he pulls the dagger out and starts looking for you. I don't think he quite realizes what's happened yet, but he's very confused, and that hurt a lot. It hurt like a son of a bitch.
Good.
Lamb, it is your turn.
I'm grabbing a piece of broken glass off the floor.
Okay.
You badass.
And I am going to stab Vihatu.
Okay.
In just like the face, neck, shoulder area.
Okay.
Here we go.
That
A
hits.
20.
Like how on the D20 it rolled less than your D10, but yes.
And because you are enraged,
Got the magic.
you get that crit damage.
Sure thing. 33?
Is that even
33?
physically possible? Oh, because it's strength.
I'm rolling a
isn't it?
D20.
So
Yes.
She buff right now.
He gets sucked.
we hear a dragon roar as you swing this this glass down on Vidhatu, like directly toward his head, and the glass shatters right in front of his face, deflected by magic, and he stumbles back in surprise, and that grin falls off of his face, as he realizes that you're much more dangerous than he thought. And for his final action at the end of the round,
Don't mess with my girlfriend.
the final action, he's gonna cast a spell. He's gonna cast. Where did I put my
I'm
spells?
sure he is gonna cast this spell. Let's...
There we go. So he says, well, let's see if he fumbles. No,
Wouldn't be surprised
he's
after
fine.
that.
He steps back and with a note of panic in his voice. Where is it? Is it Hateful Hurricane? Yeah. From the deep pit of anguish, I call you forth, hateful hurricane. And there is a crack of thunder as the storm from outside swarms in to the inside of the building. Howling winds and driving rain envelop the region. Everyone must roll a strength plus strength check with a target number of 8 on their turn. If they fail, they do not receive an action that turn.
Oh, okay.
Oni and
Oh, I still have my check
another
from last time
exemption
about
that I don't have
Yeah.
are unaffected. So,
Well, I'll have fun doing nothing because there's literally only one way I can possibly
Okay.
succeed.
Crit
I
attack.
have to
Now
crit.
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 And I'm just gonna sit back here and cry, guys.
Okay.
And he stumbles back. Like I think he drops one of his swords as he casts the spell, just sort of in a panic. And we head back to the top of initiative, which is Kiro.
So I gotta roll that
these-
strength.
These winds are pushing you back, trying to
Right.
throw you into the.
Yeah, I have
into
it
the
from
wall.
last time, so let's see how it does.
Oh boy.
Tis
Tis
but a breeze.
breeze. You managed to
Suck
just
it.
barely push your way through. What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm gonna hit him. Bit hot too.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did. We had like a thing, and I crit him last time, and so I'm just gonna try to stab him again. Oh, and this time since he's like he fell back and he dropped one of his swords, I'm gonna pick up not pick up as I walk by. I'm gonna like with hook with my glaive, Danjon's broken ukulele, like chuck it at him. So as he
Nice.
ducks, I come back with the backswing to try to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's ducking, I smack. That hits.
A 10 does.
Come here.
All right. So you... How much armor does he have? You catch him in the back, your glaive scraping against his armor, and he he swears probably as he takes this hit, and wheels on you, trying to keep both you and Lamb in view at the same time, and as that happens,
Chick's gonna be so
Varun.
mad I'm ignoring her.
Yes.
Her brother.
Yes, she is pissed. So she's going to I think actually she moves toward you, and Vedhatu shouts, the one with the amulet, and she redirects
Oh, come on.
and is going to attack Lamb. 1 second. Checking. Hold on. I need to look at a book.
That's the sound of someone hastily searching his benediction.
Yep. As Lamb, you're having trouble seeing through both your anger and just the pain. But as this Kopesh appears seemingly out of nowhere, swinging toward you, there's another draconic roar, and large green dragon appears in front of you, as Mikuro takes his draconic form and takes the blow for you. And you hear a sound that you don't like, and then a brief moment later, Mikuro is gone. Invisible probably to the Oni, but visible to you. He's off to the side, holding his arm. And that's Varun's turn. Which brings us to Aishma. I was supposed to grab his spells. Fuck. Because his spells are on paper. Because I'm smart. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, he's gonna attack with a killer object.
I know that one. I've seen that one.
I get that reference.
Attack of the Killer Danjin, I think, is what
Yeah.
we saw last.
Frozen Danjin and an ice cube.
Yeah, everyone's favorite spell, Attack of the Killer Ditch.
It's the deadliest Danjin's ever been in a fight.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
rude. He was okay.
I'm saying that because he's usually more of a, stat
Or, yeah.
That's
buffery
true.
guy. He doesn't
That's
really
true.
directly attack.
Gosh,
Yeah.
is that an incantation? Yeah, there we go. Mid-level spells. Okay, so I'm gonna spend his MP, and then have him
Spin that
chant.
MP.
Then he chants, and he says, Fury of the storm, rise and draw blood. Attack of the killer object. And he's going to send...
I look around for Danjin.
the crumbling pillar cracks on its base, I think. Let's roll magic, see if he fumbles. He doesn't. Cracks on its base and falls toward you, Lamb. And it deals, what is it, 1d6? Yeah. Deals 1d6 damage. So let's just slash R1d6.
You take one.
3. Yeah, so this column crashes down on you, and you just, break through it, basically. And now all three of them are, ignoring you, Kiro, because
I
they're
feel offended.
because they're so focused on this, avatar state Lamb that is just shrugging off
What
everything.
am I, a sack of meat? I mean, yes, but Come on, hit the second meat, please. Somebody punch me, please.
Look, my
I just
entire
want to
job
fight
is to
somebody,
just
alright?
take
It
HP
doesn't count if
damage.
they're not fighting back.
So,
Poor Kiro.
well, I have good news for you. It's Vidhatu's turn.
Yeah, fight me, Vidhatu. Come at me, bro.
Yeah, you guys have like
I've been taunting him.
like fight
Yeah.
buddies relationship, I think.
You only got one
turns
sword
this
now?
from
Who are
single
you?
target to
Come here.
yeah. So I think he does actually see you, right? He's like, because he's trying to
I'm
keep
totally taunting him.
after you hit him in the back, and now you're taunting him, and he's like trying to keep both of you in view. You see him like nervously trying to make a decision, and then he cracks a smile, and he says, "O beast of betrayal, unleash your vengeful roar and smite my enemies. Lightning verdict."
Oh, that sounds interesting.
And there's a crackle of energy. Let's see if he fumbles his magic check. Ooh, he almost
Ooh.
does, but not quite.
Oh,
And there's a crackle of energy, and he snaps, and 2 bolts of lightning, not 3, because he still doesn't know Mule's there, descend from the sky. Cast at the same time as Lightning Swell Judgment. That makes it target multiple people. Lightning Swell Judgment. Angry Lightning strikes the target from the sky, dealing spirit damage +1 for each point of armor the target has, unless the target's armor is +1. If there is wind or rain, it deals an additional 1d6, which there is. So he's going to... What's his spirit? It's spirit then int, right? It's strength, dex, spirit, int is the stat order?
let me
Or
see.
do I have that?
I don't know.
God damn it. Motherfuck.
It
Does
looks like strength, dex, int, spirit on mine. From just reading left to right.
Okay.
I think so.
Then, Jesus, that's 1d10. 1d10 plus 1d6 because it's raining. And then we'll just factor in armor afterward. Only 7. So 7 damage to Kiro. How much armor do you have? 2? 1?
I have 1, but then the magic one that Mule gave me. So
We'll
Yeah,
say the
2.
magic one doesn't count because it
Okay,
wouldn't
so
really
I've
make
1.
sense if it did. So you're taking 8 damage.
Cool.
And
I just crack a big grin as he does it. I'm like, yeah, about time. Come on, hit me.
and Lamb, how much armor do you have? And is that armor
2.
+1? Or is it just
It's just
high
2.
quality? Okay. So you take 9 damage
Okay.
as this lightning strikes you. And I think actually... Yeah. There's another roar, and like Mikuro just sort of... You, Mule, because you're on the edge of the battle, you just see Mikuro throw himself forward and like change mid-air into this dragon to leap over Lamb and receive this lightning strike. And then he just sort of hits the stone ground on the other side, back in his humanoid form. So you don't take that damage, Lamb. And Vidhatu like drops this bolt of lightning on Kiro and is like, "This was my plan all along. Hell yeah!" And then just sees this lightning bolt stop short of Lamb and get visibly frustrated.
and Kira's just like, yeah, about time. Bring it.
Mule,
Took you long enough.
it was your turn.
Well, let's see.
You need to make a strength. You are critting
Yeah,
it.
we'll see if I can. We'll see if I can even do anything.
You crit it. You auto crit it.
Oh.
Okay.
Because it's the only way you're gonna do
It's
it.
the only way.
Yeah.
How is our buddy doing though?
He's having a rough time.
I don't feel great about that, but okay. I'm happy to let Chance handle it.
He's
Um,
doing it.
Well, Okay, people aren't dead yet. I'm just gonna shoot again because I guess.
All right. Aishma's still like Aishma's got a hand, like his free hand on this arrow, and he's trying to like decide if he wants to try and pull it out or just like steady it so it doesn't fuck shit up more.
How are our 3 Oni pals looking in general?
Varun is untouched. Vidahatu has a wound on his back, but he's moving just fine. Aishma is having a bit of a rough time of it.
Okay.
He appears to be the youngest of the 3.
Yeah. I'm just gonna finish what I started and I'm gonna shoot him again then. And we'll deal with the rest later.
Finish what I started, he says ominously.
Listen. You don't make an enemy of an Adelstein. Accuracy. Boop.
Is that a 9? Just barely misses.
Yeah. So I
this-
don't do anything.
This arrow whizzes out of the darkness again, and Aishma notices it this time and like ducks back as it passes just in front of him.
Moving again.
But he makes eye contact with you. And you just see his mood sour. He doesn't say anything, but you see the look on his face as he recognizes you. And Lamb, it's your turn.
Yeah, I need to roll the strength right first.
Strength.
Strength.
Roll them 2d20.
You're probably gonna pass.
What? You don't curse me right now.
I will be shocked.
Oh,
yeah.
I did pass.
You're fine.
Rolling 2d20s. I sure hope she'd be
How
okay.
long does Sprout last? Just
6
Right.
rounds.
So that's
I
my
think.
second. This is my second round.
he's
Hold on.
us.
I'm going after Varun now.
Okay. Yeah, she's not expecting it.
Yeah.
I want to use something. Let's use I think I'm gonna like run at her and kick up the mud puddle to like in her face.
Nice.
Be like, get wrecked, lady.
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. So that just adds 1 to my accuracy, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Whew. Let's see if I can hit her. I do.
Yeah.
15. Yes. So you kick up this mud, and she like puts her arm up and like manages to keep the mud from entering her eyes, but her arm is obstructing her view. And when she moves it, you're already there.
Yeah.
Go
Am I
ahead.
rolling with the critical die?
You are.
Okay. Just checking.
Oh.
12. Not good.
You hit her, and we see like this huge wind up from you, and you connect with her armor, and there's like a creak
Oh.
as the leather armor tries to like compensate for the strength of your blow. And then there's a shockwave that like pushes the rain back away from you, and she goes flying back into the cracked base of that pillar that fell. And I think some of the straps on her armor just like pop from the force. She has to like pick herself back up gingerly. Vidhatu sees that you're not paying attention to him anymore.
Oh, I am though.
You are, but he thinks maybe he can dance past you to hit Lamb while she's punching his sister. You notice, Kira, that he doesn't seem all that concerned about his sister getting one punched. He's solely focused on, and I think maybe you see a crackle in his eyes as he continues to focus in on Lamb.
Give you a reason to focus on me.
He's just gonna go for an attack. He's not gonna cast magic this turn, I think. Well, what does he have? Anything like interesting? Cool Cyclone's kind of cool. Oh, actually, it's kind of a dick move. No, I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna have him push you to another zone, Kiro, but like get out of my way.
Shoot the
But
face
no.
with a bow.
He's gonna
It wouldn't
attack.
save him. I have weapons for both areas.
Um,
And I'm actually better at dex now, so.
that hits. Damage is gonna go through this time. Mikuro's still picking himself up.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, only 2
take
damage
nothing.
though. So you feel this sword hit your lacquer breastplate, and I think do we just see your head turn?
Yeah, I'm looking at you now, motherfucker.
Yeah, like the crackling lightning just arcs off of the side of your eye and across your cheek, and you see him just get very nervous. Kiro.
Gonna
A whiff.
guy. Just
Gonna
pay
give it-
attention to me.
All right.
Notice me, senpai.
Just stab me with something, okay?
Stab me,
Ooh,
please.
8. I made it. We're good.
An 8 does not hit a 9.
No. For my
that
strength.
Was, that was
Oh,
her
for your
strength.
strength.
Yeah. I
Right.
have
You're
to do
good.
that
We
before.
are
I forgot.
we are
I'm
keeping up
sorry.
with your thing.
There are many
Just
things
want
to
to breathe.
track.
Yes.
Okay.
Hero's so mad at this punk. She's so mad. She's like, why isn't anyone stabbing me? God, I just want to fight. I just want to get hit and hit things and be angry. And quietly. And so she is going to, as he's kind of approaching Lamb, she's going to slice the molding tapestry down so it lands on his face.
Nice.
Or like so he doesn't see it coming. And then I'm going to actually spend a fumble point as well. And stab this punk. Because, oh my gosh, just pay attention to me. Stab
Just a
me.
gentle,
Just
a
pay
gentle
attention to
tap
me,
to
check.
get his attention.
Yeah. Pay attention to me.
It hits. And actually, your damage is going to be boosted to max. What's the highest damage you can roll?
10.
Any pluses?
That's what the plus is.
Okay, yeah. So
It's
you
a strength weapon.
you swing into him, and the first one, his armor caught most of it.
Uh-huh.
This one,
I rolled a 2.
not so much. I think it actually sinks into his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And he coughs and like pushes the
Excuse
blade.
me, we're fighting here. I'd appreciate if you'd pay attention.
Yeah. He uses
Amazing.
his sword to like push the blade out of his shoulder and turn to face you. And he just says, "Fine, if you want it that badly."
Yes, I do. Thank you for finally obliging.
Varun's gonna try it.
First, then your sister, and then that scrawny little one over there.
Varun's gonna try and pick herself up and hit Lamb. And hit because that AC or that init. For let's see, is it only 2 damage again? Only 3. So she swings the Kopesh and like she manages to scratch through the armor. You're bleeding, and you can feel it. But thank goodness for that armor.
I'm still not terrible yet. I'm at 21.
Yeah, you're okay.
I can take like 2 hits maybe.
Aishma.
At 33.
Aishma has sighted his nemesis.
Come at me, bitch.
And,
Mule does not say.
But he says it with
But
his
he says it with
face.
his eyes.
He
Yeah.
says it with his face, yeah.
You
I
see
think there is a
him
little bit of a smirk.
look at you, and he just snaps the arrow, which like probably is not what he should have done medically, but he's like making a show of it and tosses the shaft to the side. And over the roar of the storm, you hear him say, "From the tempest eternal, Kaguya's ley lance." And he's gonna try and hit you. What's your
I'm not in
condition?
condition for this. It's 4, so I'm gonna die.
Ooh.
I'm in the worst shape I could possibly be for this entire fight.
I mean, your HP could be worse.
My HP is 17 at max.
It is night. The moon is not visible, though. So you are not taking the bonus damage. The storm that Vidhatu raised is actually blocking the effectiveness of this one. So he's gonna roll. What's your spirit, buddy? Nope, that's Vidhatu. Aishma, what's your spirit?
He seems very spirited.
Oh no, it's also a lot. And it's just the one die, no bonuses. 1d10. Roll low, buddy.
Oh.
Or roll max damage. That's cool too.
Oh.
And this spiraling lance of wind strikes through the rain and hits you square in the chest, Mule.
Yep. Ow.
As you take a significant
All the
amount of damage. Yeah. What's that put you at? 7?
That puts me at a whole 7 HP.
And Lamb, you see this. You see that Aishma has spotted Mule as Mule like catches this blow and hits the back wall of this chamber.
Yeah, I think he's pretty floored at the moment.
And Vidhatu is surprised, I think. He didn't know Mule was there. And he just, like, as he dashes forward to attack Kiro, he says, "Good job, brother. Only 2 left." Because he just assumes you're dead. And he's going to attack Kiro and probably miss, because you've got crazy initiative.
Bring it! Bite me! He got real close there.
Yeah, he swings with his sword, and I think as he does, he does a similar slide to what Varun did earlier, but he goes like down onto one leg, the other one stretched out forward, and scoops up his dropped sword and brings both of them up into the haft of your pole arm there, and he just like he holds it there, and he's straining. You see like his exposed muscles are like bulging as he pushes, and the fear that was there when he was engaged with Lamb disappears, and there's a different smile on his face.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Do you think this is hot?
He's into it.
Oh no.
Mule.
Hero's grinning too.
It's your turn.
Finally.
I would like to play dead.
Yeah, you're like laying there on the ground, and you see Mikuro like pull himself up on the windowsill that you climbed in through, and he looks at you, and you just shake your head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he turns his
I want
attention
Aishma to come over to my space.
back to the others. Ooh, I like that.
I assume he's going to come gloat.
Lamb, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm just I'm punching all of them, so I might as well get around to Aishma now.
So as Aishma starts walking toward Mule's
Smack him
corpse,
upside the head.
Yeah, towards the corpse. I'm just gonna smash him over the head with that roof tile.
you just pick it up, smash.
Bam. Yeah.
Leaps off, grabs the tile, and
Alright, roll it.
Okay. Plus.
I mean, you need to roll an 11 or better on your D20.
Okay.
I
Yep.
hit him.
have a 25.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
24.
So he's walking toward Mule, and you see him like toss his dagger in the air, like doing a flourish. And right before he catches it, you just slam this roof tile down on him, and he is out cold. He drops to the ground, and as that happens, Kiro, Vidhatu's eyes, which were locked on yours, flit to Lamb, and Varun, as she steps away from the
Who's the scrawny one anyway? Pay attention. Come on. eyes up here.
steps away from the broken column. You see her grit her teeth, and Vidhatu says to you, Kiro, "This has been fun, and I hate to fight and run, but I actually have something I'm doing here." And
We haven't even begun to fight.
he pushes back and like sheaths one sword to cast some magic. He's gonna try and drop some lightning. Does not fumble it. As he repeats his call for lightning verdict. Rolling, what was it? It was the D10 plus D6, right? Yeah, here we go. On, is he gonna zap me all?
He knows I'm there.
He thinks
Knows
he's dead.
this-
Said that
There.
he thought he was
Yeah,
dead.
he does
Yeah,
think
he
you're
did.
dead. And he's not, I mean, he's an asshole, but he's not gonna cook your dead friend. Whew.
Figure
So
it.
you take 14, Kiro.
Sure.
And Lamb, you take 15?
Okay, is that with my 2 armor?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that put you at? Not great. I think that puts you at 6.
6?
I'm at about half.
It's okay.
Come on.
And I think
If I die, I die.
as that
You'll pop back up if you die.
That's true. As that lightning strikes you, Lamb, I think we see the crackling energy waver, and the medallion in your hand goes quiet. And it is Kiro's turn.
Ooh. Ooh. I want to hit him again. He can't just fight and run. I'm gonna
Fuck
use
him
my
up.
last fumble point and concentrate. Just fuck it. I'm gonna make this check. Yeah, I am.
That hits. Roll damage.
They seem like they're gonna run, so I don't want that. Come here. Come fight me, bro. And then I'm gonna concentrate again. to
Yep,
get
yep, yep, yep,
another
yep.
+1. And
Jesus, you're spending a
let's
lot of
see.
MP there.
I only have like enough to concentrate twice. This is it. I'm gonna leap off the broken throne. I'm like,
Nice.
oh, come on! I'm like, hate to fight and run, then why leave it all? You've just begun.
So you like spin and
This is
drop
fun.
this glaive down.
So much fun! I hit him.
Just barely hits, yeah.
Oh,
Roll that damage.
I rolled a 4.
And it does just barely hit. You come spinning through the air, and he like turns just in time and gets his sword up into a guard. But you scrape off of the sword and then cut into his side a little bit as your swing goes down. And he grunts, "Damn it! Won't you give up?" And I think Varun is going to attack you, Kiro.
I'm like the insistent.
Come on, misses.
You're like,
she
don't worry, I'll have plenty for you once I'm done with him.
Yeah, she swings the Kopech and you just like duck it. And Vidhatu has to like pull back. Just, watch where you're swinging that, you idiot! Ishma does fucking nothing. Because he is out like a light.
Roof tiles, though.
And Vidhatu spins and is like trying his best to disengage from you because you're scary, but you don't have the fucking amulet.
I don't.
But
I'm much more exciting.
and he's gonna swing with his sword that's unsheathed at Lamb
Oh no!
and hit.
That's nothing.
And he just like
That armor, Lamb.
cuts like the side of your arm, like cuts your shoulder a bit. He's
no
getting
cool anime cheek cut.
oh
It bounces off my armor.
okay. Oh my god, you're right. It's completely negated by the armor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she does nothing.
Does literally nothing. Nice
Uh,
try, bud.
Mjol, would you like to continue playing dead? Or would
Well,
you like to try and push yourself up on the ground?
yeah, let me
Roll
just
windy.
roll and see what happens.
That will decide if you continue to play dead.
Yeah, because I might not have a choice.
Oh my gosh!
What the fuck?
Struggling.
You're not allowed to play dead now.
You push yourself back to your feet.
Gotta
And
help
with
my
a-
friends.
But Hatu, like, is clearly surprised again. He was like, I thought you were dead.
I didn't know you were here and that I was sure you were dead.
Not yet, motherfucker. Well, let's see. Remind me, did we go for the rules that I can jump to the front and not worry about burning an
Yes.
action? Okay,
Yes.
good. Because I'm gonna do a thing at them.
Do it.
Let me find it.
I'm so high.
Yeah, I think we see him get up and start. He just like sort of throws his book in front of him with a struggle and starts to cast the magic as he walks forward into the front. Let me roll the magic and see if I don't suck.
Crit, fumble.
That would happen to me.
Crit
Don't
on the
laugh.
strength, fumble on the int spirit.
Yeah. All right, cool. But that did not happen. So, we see him start to cast, and as he's casting, the winds kind of take on a chill, an icy chill, swirling around in the front, and he says, "Brutal and cold, come forth, winter barrage, snowball storm." What is
Now
that
that's
snowball
cold.
form really? It's more like ice shards
Mm-hmm.
because he's mule.
Is that an
This is a fun fight move.
area?
That is close area, one area.
Oh, so yeah.
So that does not hit your friends, I think.
I don't think so.
I need to
It's
double
pretty
check.
much like in front of him, I think.
I think so. I just need to double check because there's the herb that lets you select, and I think that will give me the greatest clarity on it because it's really unclear. That's the Black Temple Melon.
I don't have my book handy.
You may cast one area or all area spells without harming allies in the area. Is this a one area spell?
Okay. I have that melon.
True. If you wanna spend it,
Sure. I don't know how that would work.
yeah.
The melon starts to glow from
Yeah.
wherever it is
It
and says,
zooms
"Not
off
my
of the keep.
kids."
I think we had assumed it had been like juiced or something. so
Yeah,
we
you
have
juiced it,
like
put it
in a.
in the thingy.
Oh
You're
right. Did
shooting
you
up
did
real
you put
quick.
it did you put it into the bottle?
Mhm.
Okay, then yeah, you can just like pop the cork and
Yeah, I think he just flings it down to mark the area where the spell needs to go.
I think
And I
think
do.
that bottle gives you multiple uses too.
Mhm.
So
I think it
Okay.
gives
I
you
think it's
3.
everyone
I need to
remembering my own
do-
rules better than me.
Spirit damage.
Yeah.
Which is what is it right now? Because I'm hella sick. Hold on.
Oh,
It's so sick.
just one dice size down.
It's a 6. Fuck.
Oh,
Well, it's not gonna do a lot, but whatever.
but it's to all of them.
It's not gonna do shit.
At least it's not affected by armor. So the ice shards go out, and both Vidhatu and Varun like immediately duck behind cover to like try and avoid the brunt of this like icicle barrage. But they both get cut as they dive into cover. Lamb.
Punch him.
Yeah. Okay. Which of them looks either more afraid or more injured?
Yes, both of them.
They do. Oh, I'll go after Vidhatu then, because he's easier to hit.
Fair.
Okay. First, my strength.
Strength. Yep.
16.
Surprising no one.
Okay, and then I'm going to hit him. Let's see. What do we got left? We got some rubble, got an old torch.
Pillars and vines.
Oh, actually, no, the pillar is gone. That's right.
Okay. We got a torch, some rubble, and some vines.
Man, remember that time that I choked out that deer?
I was thinking that, yeah.
Yes, I do, in fact.
I'm gonna do that to this guy with these vines.
Okay.
I'm about to.
Just gonna vine lasso him.
Yeah, and I'm gonna swing around on his back.
All right.
Little monkey.
Here we go.
Roll it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You just barely hit him.
Okay, here we go. 6. Fuck.
Damn. That was a 1. I think. No, it was a 5. Okay, it was a 5 on a d20, but ouch. Ouchies. So you wrap this vine around his neck, and he's pulling at it, choking him out, and you're both just like pulling back and forth, struggling with each other. And he manages to get his hand in and pull it down and just reaches to the sky.
Uh-oh.
It says, "If this is what it takes, I'm fine." And he's going to call down lightning on all 3 of you. Please let him fumble.
That would be hilarious. Oh, so close.
That was close.
And he's going to call down 3 bolts of lightning.
Alright.
Okay.
I died.
Bye, guys.
You did not die, because you have whatever 0, safety 0.
So what does that mean?
That puts you at 1 health.
Am I still Can I do anything at 1 health?
Yeah, yeah.
It jumps you back up to 1 health.
So I
yeah,
can still
it's
attack.
conscious.
Yeah, it's if you would die, right? If your HP would go down and you'd fall unconscious, it pops you back up to 1. So this lightning slams into you. Is Kiro down or is Kiro barely still up? Kiro's barely still up.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
down.
So about
I'm
that.
dead.
You're
I'm
not.
at -8.
No, we have the -20 thing.
Yeah, we do.
You there is that. Jesus.
Well,
In a single flash, it's over. The roar of the rain suddenly overwhelming as Mikuro falls to the ground in front of Mjol. Who runs over to him?
Are they gone?
Mikuro is at 0, sorry. Life points.
cool.
Or I should say, who goes to him? Mjol, you're right there, but
I was gonna say, apparently Mjol is right there.
Yeah, if Vidhatu and Varun are still there, Kiro is not going over there. So.
okay.
Mjol
Vidhatu
will have caught him.
Yeah. You catch him, and Varun and Vidhatu both like step back in surprise, because Mikuro wasn't there before. As you catch him, you can see crimson blood spreading across the damp green of his robes, his hair slick against his face as he smiles up at you.
Why did you do that?
It's my job to protect you, Mjol.
You idiot. No, it's not.
It's okay. This
How
might
is
seem
this
bad.
okay? He's trying to cast healing magic.
It's not.
Come on.
Might seem bad. But you're going to be all right.
What? He's just continually trying to burn through cure.
I think he like holds your wrist. It's not going to work.
Why?
I'm not like you.
But you can't die.
Lamb and Kiro, Vidatu and Varun have both just backed away. They're still in the room, but they're not attacking you at the moment. I can. You'll.
No. That's not the way it's supposed to be. You have to finish the story, right?
Sometimes we don't get to write everything we wanted to say.
Lamb runs over. She still has the amulet in her hand. And I think she kneels down.
You're a dragon, right? You can just live in this.
He smiles at you, and it's this. I think it's a smile that you've seen on the Pappies a million times. When they're about to explain something to you, but they just there's he loves that you're trying. That medallion was made for them, not for me.
I'm sure they'd share.
Stop. Just rest, okay?
Lamb. He reaches out and holds on to your sleeve. It's not. It's not the cloak, but the warmth from within that drives away the cold. Do you remember?
Yeah.
You'll. I know you're uncertain. But this night won't last forever. Set your sights on any star and follow that light.
Right.
He reaches up to both of you. He puts a hand on each of your cheeks. Thank you. And he looks at Kiro. All of you. For letting me tell your story. I've loved every step. And then he doesn't breathe anymore. And with that, we reach the end of Core 1 of Ryuutama Seyo, Travel. Thank you everyone for joining us. Travel will be taking a brief break. We will be taking 2 weeks off without episodes as we work on an interim sort of mini series that will go between this and the beginning of Core 2. It will be, I forget what I called it. I think it was Mahoria no Densetsu, Legends of Mahoria. It will be taking place in the past. It will be fun, but that will be coming in 2-3-ish weeks. But before we go, let's go around, do some outros, say who we are, where people can find us. So, to start us off, our sparkly, brave Snowball. Brave as he can be. Jess.
Within reason. Hey, I'm Jess. Little Cup of Joe basically everywhere on the internet. I'm pretty easy to find. Go watch me do stuff on Twitch in a little while. I think I'm playing Final Fantasy VI.
Please do.
Probably. I don't think I'm going to be playing Hakuoki because there's a lot of dying in that, and I don't need more dying right now. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
Bye.
Summer, our sweetest farmer.
Yeah, you can find me at Just a Summer Job on Twitter. That's where I retweet everything that I am doing. I have a channel here on Twitch, off_the_table, same name on Twitter, where we also tweet everything we're doing. Tomorrow we'll be back at 5 PST with some D&D. So we'll be doing a boss battle there too.
Woo!
I don't know if people will die or not. We'll find out together.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. We don't. Nobody knows.
I want to say, our poor kidnapped boy, who could not make it tonight, Jolie, can be found on Twitter at Joliolio. He is amazing. He is awesome. Go follow him if you somehow are not already following him. And last but certainly not least, the most badass of hunters, fucking fight me, Kiro.
Yeah, you
Lindy.
bet your britches. As soon as a moment happened, she's got her glaive out, looking at these two punks, kind of just backing up, like, "All right, you're gonna tell me where my brother is, and I'll allow you to leave with your lives today." You bet that's what she said. But yeah, I can't wait to see where we go next with this. I can't wait for our other little past series. I'm so excited. You can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, where I play in /DM about a dozen or so tabletop RPGs a week. Especially awesome next week, or I guess it's Sunday, so Tuesday. Jess, I DM her in Beyond the Mountains of Madness, and we're getting good, really Cthulhu-y stuff. So I'm really excited about that. And then a happy episode, hopefully happy, dealing with trauma of the past episode, recovery episode of Mr. Ravenloft an hour after that.
Nice.
Some downtime, some chill time.
Good. Awesome. I'm Dylan, aka Narcissus. You've already found me. You did it. Congratulations. Well done. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Anarsis. I stream other stuff. I'm not going to get too deep into it because oof, ouch. But the two things that I do wanna shout out briefly are my Patreon, which is built around community goals rather than individual pledge levels. So you are not given rewards based on how much you personally can afford. So if you are a person who can only afford to drop maybe $1 a month, it's a good Patreon to drop it on. That supports everything that we do here, everything that I do creatively. You can also, people have been talking about a game that I made, like it's good, so I'm gonna shout about it real quick. I wrote a game called Spoken Magic, which you can find at itch.io or anarasis.itch.io. And it's $3 minimum, $5 recommended, gets you the print and play and the image files for the cards. It's a prompt-based storytelling game where you discover and create interesting magical lands and solve problems with magic that you must cast collaboratively with your friend. It's both communal and introspective. And if you like having some feels and also some mysticism, go take a look at that. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Kobold Cafe, for the follow. Thank you, TVM, Rock, for the 200 bits earlier tonight. Thank you all so much. If you... Thank you, Tristan, for being here. Thank you if you lurked. Thank you if you chatted. Thank you if you're catching this on YouTube. If you saw an earlier episode but weren't here for the end. If you didn't see the early episodes but were here for this mid-season finale. Thank you all so much. Remember, this is just one part of a longer journey. Each step matters. Each person you meet along the way is important. But most importantly, have a wonderful rest of your night. Good night.